God, I don't even know what
3,
Jason
2,
fucking
1,
He's probably
here we
some white
go.
guy.
Nick, we're going.
Nick, you gotta introduce it, bro.
Give me 2 seconds. Alright, I got
Welcome
it up.
to...
I don't want the song from
That's not
Brandy
you.
Carlisle, the movie.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Movies by the Letter.
Yo,
I'm
10
your
growls
host-
back to back.
No thanks. Wow. I lose your one. I'm your host, Nick, and I have my 2 other co-hosts, I guess, with me, and they'll introduce
Carter
themselves.
Green. I have to pronounce. Are you
Jonathan, Jonathan Pietrophase.
And we all chose our own movies for the letter J.
Jay.
As
And,
stated on the last podcast.
Yes. And I chose J for Jason the Argonauts.
I chose Jay for Juno.
J for the joke. And let's just get right into it.
Yes.
No
dilly-dallying.
we're not gonna
No
dilly-dally, no
dilly-dallying.
monkeying around this time. We're gonna get right into the action. The joke is a Czech film. Part of the Czech
New
New Wave for you.
My favorite.
For you cineasts out there, for you cinephiles. And it's about a guy's joke that goes terribly wrong. Awkward.
Been there before.
Yeah.
Don't want to tell that one at Thanksgiving or at the Communist Party meeting. Awkward. But the guy writes a joke in a letter, and he's a very high-standing member of the Communist Party, a card-carrying member, and his superiors find out, are not happy about it, and he gets kicked out.
Well,
and
not his peers found out about it.
his peers vote him out of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
I'm pretty sure it was his superiors who found it, and then
No,
his peer voted
it was
him.
like made clear it was his like buddies.
I know they
Oh,
voted him out, but I think the superiors brought it
The
to a
Spears
vote.
probably brought him to
Oh
them.
yeah, I would guess that would be good.
Yeah. Don't
Sorry,
interrupt him.
I just thought
mine. It's mine.
it's significant that it was his friends who did
I know.
it to him. Okay,
Yes,
I just
yes.
clarified.
His own friends voted him out.
Oh jeez, sparks are
His own
already
friends voted him
flying
out,
on
right?
this episode.
Christ.
This is the one we argue about.
But yeah, and then he has to. So he gets kicked out. Whatever. He has to go through a bunch of bad stuff. We'll get into that later, and this leads him to plot his revenge for 20 years or so.
15.
15 years. A lot of
Know
years.
Your movie.
He's toiling over this for a lot of years. He's not happy about it, and his plan is he eventually has an affair with one of their wives, and it's not enough.
Wow.
And so,
Wants to start?
thoughts, Nick?
Well,
Alright, I'll start.
Nick?
I'll start.
okay.
I thought it was really great. I honestly love this movie. I was really invested the entire time, and everyone's so shocked.
I mean, after you like a piece of garbage movie like The Exorcist, and
All right, let's not get into
Well,
this.
you're
The
really
Exorcist?
bringing in other
You hate the
Exorcists?
movie The Exorcist?
Yeah.
three.
Shit. Anywho, I thought it was really great. I thought it was funny. It was really, I really liked the characters in this movie. Like, even the ones you're supposed to be rooting against, you can understand them. And I would say, like, the best part of this movie is easily the writing. It's very fast, and it's actually kind of
Yes.
witty, too.
Yes.
I also loved the joke. I would just like to say I had a cursed movie watching experience.
Did you tell a racist joke?
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep?
It's only.
I started this movie
it's like
again.
80 minutes.
A different day.
It's 80 minutes
From the
long.
beginning. I fell asleep again. And then the third time I was watching it, I was in. This is not a like critique of I said I loved it. But I was watching it again. This big ass spider just like dangled down in front of my face.
Now that's no joke.
So yeah, I had a cursed movie watch. Despite this
It was
all,
John's joke that failed.
I still loved this
You guys
movie.
didn't kick me out of the
And
podcast?
You know
Yes.
what?
Sorry.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Nick. I don't think the best part of this movie is the writing. I think it's the editing.
Go
the
fuck
editing
yourself.
in this movie
Yes, somebody
is
said it.
so
Say
Good.
Say
Obviously,
magnifique.
the editing's great, but like,
it's such a modern and like
yeah, it is really modern, like editing.
Let
like
me-
shockingly modern that
way-
I loved it.
the
And
backstory-
the way it juxtaposes the past and the present
Okay,
and
yeah,
it all
yeah,
blends
definitely.
together
Say
is so
magnifique.
fantastic.
I think that was one of the only notes I wrote down was I loved how they combined the backstory in him now seamlessly, flawlessly,
That rehearsal
beautifully.
scene is
Yes.
amazing.
Love it.
There's so many great
Him
scenes.
getting voted out.
One of my
Perfect.
favorite scenes I was just about to say is the babies juxtaposed with
Yep.
him getting voted out.
Love it.
There's the scenes with him on the essentially concentration camp juxtaposed with the music, his band.
And also, I'll say it too. I also really liked this movie, or loved it.
Yes.
I think it looked great as well.
Yes,
I thought it
very
really
well shot.
looked
It's
great.
extremely well shot. Everything
those-
about this movie feels modern.
It
so
felt
bizarre to
incredibly like a modern movie. Something A24 might put
The
out.
humor
Yeah.
is modern.
Yeah, I
see.
like
The humor is very
It's incredibly
modern.
dark and dry, and one of the things I actually really liked about this movie is that everyone is like a smirking, like
Yes.
snotty person, and no one is good in this.
There's
whole
always
movie.
there's
no,
always
everyone is a
judgmental
jerk.
there's always judgmental eyes, and I love how that fits
Everyone's
with
a
the theme
jerk,
of
but
the
they're understandable.
the oppressing communist whatever.
Yes.
And I just love the message that you can obsess about something for so long and then like
Then just
it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It's
Like he planned this for 15 years, and then he's like, whatever, you can have her.
messed up anyways.
Yeah.
It's like it
And
wasn't enough, but
I
maybe playing a simple tune on the guitar may be enough.
I love the
maybe
main
you have to
character and just like how he went through all this excruciating cruelty,
Yeah.
but it's constantly cutting between that and his like boring cruelty.
Yeah.
Like just like his mundanities of life.
Like,
And like his bed is like shitty. And like he focuses on that more than like his past and his boring life now are cut together, and it kind of seems to be saying like he's just as miserable now
Yeah.
as he was then, because at least then he had friends and everyone in this new world.
friends in quotations.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying in
Real
the
friends.
concentration
How
camp
many
he had
of them?
friends.
He had real
because he had
friends.
real friends.
Oh, I
in
thought you were
concent-
talking about before he was voted out.
No, I'm saying that
Yeah,
like
yeah, I get you. No, I get what you're
in freedom he has no friends and everyone hates him except for people he doesn't want to be around, like the girl.
Back to the editing, this movie is so tight.
It's
Yeah.
so tight.
tight.
Does everything well.
There's
I
no
would say
fat.
It's a little dull in the beginning, I would say.
I get that. It does start a little slow, but I
Yeah.
It's a
didn't-
little
I didn't really
hard.
mind.
Especially because it's a little, you gotta get adjusted to the way it's edited. Because it's not edited in the usual way. It's not linear.
like when you see
I
a
do-
black and white movie like this.
I
you'll
do think it
oh,
needs to like soothe you and like kind of soothe you into it a little bit. Like
It doesn't.
this, you don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I think it kinda
I think the
does.
slow start like
it's
makes
harsh,
you-
but I'm fine with it because it stuck with that harshness the whole way.
No,
through.
I mean like pace wise, not like tonally.
Yeah,
I mean, like
I
it-
mean, I got invested in it like about 20 minutes in was where I was like
Fair enough.
into it. But
I
once I got into it,
I guess it's not fair
absolutely
because
loved it.
I like had read like the description about what it was about, and I was like
I had no-
I
that
went in completely blind.
that
too.
knowing well you told me it sounded cool.
I just saw what the thumbnail was.
Oh, okay. Well, I read like
oh, shit in it.
I read like the 1 or 2 sentence description about like how it's a guy who was kicked out of the Communist Party for jogas. Like, so I had the basic premise, and that alone was like interesting enough for me. But yeah, I'm really glad you guys also really love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me. It's called the Czech New Wave, and it reminds me of like obviously like the French New Wave and those types of movements.
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
movies started to become like the movies we know today. More modern editing, more modern acting. It's more realistic.
Yeah.
They care about making a realistic environment.
It,
There's this dark sort of nihilistic tone to it that I love.
a lot of it reminded me of like the early Russian stuff when like montages were first being created, like how like juxtapositions were first used for emotion and like Russian because they needed a way to communicate to a whole new group of people who didn't speak the same language, like what they were doing and stuff. So they all they could use to tell stories were images. So and this reminded me a lot of stuff like that. Like it's a lot of imagery, like juxtaposition, like to make you feel something. That was pretty
Yeah, like speaking of the imagery, everything is very minimal in this movie.
It's
We
never
talked about it
over the
being
top or
we talked about it being well shot. It's not well shot in a way like a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, it's
well
simple.
Shot. It's like just like playing.
It's so-
set the camera down and receive the information you need. But that again, it fits with the tone of the movie, and it's a well-made movie.
The easiest way to
I gotta
describe
jump
this
in
movie
and
is
say one
clean
thing.
cut.
Because
It
I
is.
didn't say the director.
Oh, okay.
You want to try?
I hope I'm pronouncing this
yeah,
right.
good luck.
Jaromil Jireš. Because aren't they Y's?
I don't know. I'm
Jays.
sorry. I can't help
And I think it's Jaromir Jireš. Jireš. Maybe there's a pronunciation. Keep talking.
This movie's very funny.
It is very funny. I found
Yeah.
myself laughing so many times.
A lot of older
Some
movies don't make me laugh.
Yeah, a lot of humor has outdated itself, but this
Yeah.
movie still seems modern. And
It's
like
it's a very modern
There's like a
film.
poop joke in this movie too.
And it works. It all works.
funny.
The porta potty or the
Yeah.
outhouse or whatever. The ending, I thought, was pretty.
With him beating
With
the...
him
Yeah.
being like, it wasn't supposed to be
Yeah.
you.
It also
Speaking of
ends with a
abrupt
fourth
ending.
wall break.
I love the ending. I thought it was
I love
so
the ending
great.
too. It's abrupt, but it's like perfectly just cut.
Oh, I just remembered what the poop joke was. The laxatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It
too.
wor- and it
That's
works.
another like really dark humor if you think about
Like,
it.
she's probably gonna die.
She tries killing herself
Yeah, she tried
with
killing
pills,
herself.
and they ended up being
He's like,
laxatives.
don't worry, it's gonna be
Like,
like
because
this.
the two
she's gonna be
men
dead.
in her life, neither of them want her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone lives a miserable fake life,
That's communism.
and you know that's communism. It kind of subtly and not so subtly pokes fun at communism in this society. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And
I think
in
it's
a
not on
very
the
harsh
nose.
way.
It's
too.
not on the nose about. It's not like slapping you in the face with the like that's what it's trying to say, but like it's not like shoving it at you.
They never say like better red than dead, am I right?
Yeah, it does so in a
it's better dead
humorous,
than red.
humorous,
I'm not a communist. I'm
enjoyable yet like tragic, powerful, harsh, realistic way.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Tight.
I definitely love this movie.
All right, we going scores?
Yeah.
Scores.
There's so much.
Nick.
9 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8.5.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool.
Alrighty then, on to the next movie.
Next.
Jason and the Argonauts. This
Guys,
one's
I'm gonna
fresh.
give my opinion on this first. I really, really loved this one. Yeah. Okay, Nick, what's this movie
I need a
about?
description.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
jumped the gun a little there.
This is about this story gets so fucking convoluted.
No,
This is
it
gonna be-
doesn't.
It doesn't get convoluted.
Without looking at the description, tell us what happened.
Yeah, tell us
God
what
damn
happens
it.
in this movie.
Come on, Nick. This is your movie. You should know.
I was barely paying attention.
Tell us who directed it.
Who directed this film?
Oh.
This film.
I turned off my phone because I was ready for the challenge.
Just burped into the
Don
microphone.
Chaffey. What else did Don Chaffey react?
It's probably Chaffey.
Chaffey, yeah, probably. Peach Dragon,
The new one?
the old one. This dude's probably dead now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't think.
Yeah, he died in 1990.
60s.
Whatever. All right.
He could have been
Just
really
say
young.
what.
He was
Say-
born in the 1917.
Whatever.
He was born in 1917.
Nick, what is Jason and the Argonauts about?
It's about this man named Jason. He has to go on a quest for a golden fleece
Yeah.
Why?
so he can take
Wow.
back his kingdom, I think.
I don't even think there was ever a reason. Whatever.
I don't
Whatever.
think they give a reason.
Okay, I don't know how to score this one.
I-
Obviously, there's significance to it. It's important for a reason.
I would say this movie's famous for its special
Stop
effects.
motion
Some of
special
them are
effects.
pretty
Some
fun.
of them are complete garbage.
And some
I don't
of them-
know.
I'd say
none of it holds up.
85% of it is pretty garbage.
Some of it is neat
Some
from
of
the
it's
perspective
cool,
of,
but, like-
alright, this is cool because I
Yeah.
know how they made it.
And
Like I think
I don't
some
think any
designs
of
are
it
cool,
actually
but
looks
some
good.
of it's just terrible.
almost none of the plot really makes sense. There are so many, like, you can poke holes in a lot of it.
It's
Which, like, you
fun
can
The
even
to-
acting
say it's
is all
just
bad.
You can say it's like a Greek story, whatever. It's so inconsistent with the way it looks. Like, it
It's not
constantly looks
presented in
different.
There's so many like
Way.
color grading errors.
It's so long, and it's not even long.
It's,
It's
I
I
don't-
just don't
alright,
know.
Are we ready for scores?
I don't know how to score this.
How do we talk
I mean,
about this movie?
We get the importance of it, right? Like we
Yeah,
all
it's
get
not
that
like-
it was. A
I can't believe we're
significant
already
thing.
going to stores. Have we?
I don't want to talk about it. Or is it?
Isn't
Are we
that
are,
our thing?
What do you have to say?
What?
Okay, what do you have to say about it?
It's funny.
it is.
Yeah, oh,
there
the
were some
Poseidon-
laugh out loud.
This
scenes.
was of all the movies we watched together so far.
This might be the
This-
hardest we all laugh.
We laughed really, really hard at that Poseidon scene.
The Poseidon scene is so hilarious.
Oh, that leads me into there are like many scenes in this movie that are extended.
So long.
Very long
Ridiculous.
time.
I don't know how long that statue's chasing them.
There's a statue
Statue
chasing them
scene.
for a long period of time.
The thing's so slow moving. I thought it was like contemplating
The
its
blind
life.
guy fighting for the apples is really long.
yeah.
Also,
It's really
the
funny.
skeleton fight scene.
I like.
We got to a point where there was a minute and a half left in the movie, and there were so many loose ends that still had to be tied up. We had no clue how it would finish,
and
it just did.
it just didn't tie him up.
Well, we can talk about the monotone, boring acting.
So they talk.
That's 1960s acting.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Jason.
Most of the problems.
But
in
there
this
is
movie-
good acting. That's not 1960s.
It's
No,
1960s Hollywood acting.
Yeah, most of these problems could come down to
Just
old
doesn't-
movie problems that
That's
are all throughout this
That's
movie.
also
and you
annoying
can't
'cause
use that as
there
an
are
excuse.
good
'cause
old movies.
Obviously, there
I
are
have a
amazing
question.
older movies.
I like how Hercules is just forgotten about.
I like how
he's
Hercules
never
is just some
brought up
old
again.
fat dude.
No, Hercules isn't forgotten though.
Where's he at
Hercules
the
is
end?
abandoned at the island.
That's all he does.
That's
He
what
gets
ends up-
abandoned
that's
at
his
the
fate.
island. Why?
Whatever.
We
I
didn't
don't-
enjoy this movie.
I
Some
could
parts
say
were
I
We
funny.
enjoyed it. If it was like an hour,
It's not really any of our thing, I don't think.
yeah, I
It's
knew
my
going
thing.
in. And
Definitely
like,
not my thing.
Maybe if you have like a grandfather, he might appreciate it.
Old racist grandpa. I like it.
maybe you're
He doesn't
maybe
have
a
to be racist.
young child. Maybe
I don't even think a young
Child who's never been
a
exposed.
lot of
to,
it looks.
like, Marvel
That kid might
movies
be
before.
bored.
Exactly.
A lot of it looks like
Yeah.
like Tim and Eric bits.
It does actually. I was reminded of
They
Tim
put-
Eric when like
They put the filter
Tiny
over
Jason.
the.
Yeah, they literally like the
Yeah,
tiny dancing bit.
Oh my
God,
It
yeah.
literally looked like Tiny Dancing.
Okay. We
Whatever. I don't know how to score. I don't know how to score.
I'm not
this.
scoring this one. I can't.
Are we giving this all a who cares?
I'm not giving it a
I can't
who
give it a who
cares. I'm
cares.
giving it
Just-
a.
you should care.
I'm giving it a. It's culturally significant. I don't know. Are we scoring it?
I'll give it a
What the fuck
score.
would we score it? I don't know. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 4.
I say a 3.
3 to 4.
I think you guys are being a little.
I don't care. If I
Little leeway. I had fun. I
personal
was never.
I know, but that wasn't its
personal enjoyment, I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
intention. 3.
I'm
but
sticking with my.
a
4.
3 with the side with an asterisk saying yes.
This movie is not.
So movie is important.
What if like we're all wrong? It's like not even important.
It is.
I think so.
It's gotta be.
We base it being important off of you saying it's
Yeah.
important.
So if it's not, then
I don't know.
thanks a
maybe-
lot for making us watch this.
I've
peak
always
dog
heard about
shit.
this movie though. People are like, "Oh my god, chasing the Argonauts."
I've heard about like the Greek story. I've never heard
I've
about
heard
the
about
movie.
like the special effects in this movie. I was kind of just let down.
Some of them are not very good at all.
The stupid filter on Olympus was pointless.
We already mentioned that.
There's some stupid water effects on the boat. They
Oh my God.
constantly repeat.
Stupid everything.
I think that's my worst fear about this movie. It's just lazy sometimes. It seems like.
As soon as
Sound
this movie started, I
design.
wanted it to stop,
Sound
and
design
then it kept
was-
going, and I was forced to watch it. So
All right.
that describes how we
Don't
feel
watch
about this
it.
movie.
Don't watch it. Well, you must have already.
No,
Look
if I
up
can
a
say-
YouTube clip of the
Skeleton
skeleton
fight.
battle at the end.
And the Poseidon scene if you want to laugh really hard.
What if it's just
I was-
laugh really hard?
I think our brains just broke. by
No,
that
there
point.
was that was
Yeah.
really funny. It was like in pains. All right, 3. What'd you say? 4, 4 and 3.5.
3.5.
I
It
guess
doesn't matter.
I'll go with like a 4 maybe. I don't know. I feel like I had a lot of fun.
All right, so my
Sure.
pick for
All right.
letter J
It was
was
such a failure.
the film Juno.
Get
What's
the name.
Juno about and who was it
Hold
directed
up, I
by?
gotta look up who it was
Like no one knows
directed
what Juno's
by. I'm
about.
sorry.
Listen.
It was written by Diablo Cody,
Awesome name.
and it was directed by Jason Reitman, who made.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Up in the Air and.
Never heard of it.
Tully, I think. He might have not made it. I don't know. Juno is the story about a 16-year-old girl who gets pregnant with Michael Cera's baby.
Michael Cera's baby.
What's his name? Like Bleak?
Bleaker.
Bleak?
Bleaker.
I don't think it's Bleaker.
Well, they.
She
I
calls
think
it
it's
Bleak.
Bleak. I think his last name is Bleaker.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Unless
They
you're
just shorten it as
confusing
Bleaker.
unless you're
Right.
confusing with the Muppet guy.
Maybe I am.
Beaker.
They look
Muppet
kind of
guy.
the same.
Beaker. The
Goes,
Muppet.
beep, 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 beep.
No.
His
I
name's
think his
Beaker.
name is Bleak.
Okay.
Michael Cera's name is Bleak, I think.
Okay, fine.
Whatever, it doesn't matter
I'm
his
gonna look
name.
it up.
It's Michael Cera. You know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
So Juno.
I thought it was Jesse Eisenberg.
Played by Ellen Page, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ellen Page.
His last name is Bleeker.
Star of Beyond Two Souls.
My favorite.
Whatever. She gets pregnant with Michael Cera's baby. She decides she's not going to abort it, and she's going to actually have it adopted by, I guess, I don't know what they'd be called. Parents. What kind of parents? Not foster parents.
Not even
like
surrogate.
I don't. Would it?
I would call it surrogate.
Surrogate
But isn't it like
parents, I
surrogate,
guess.
like they...
Adoptive.
Basically,
know.
a couple is going to adopt.
They
her
put an
baby.
ad in the paper.
She forms a relationship with Jason Bateman, who is going to be the father of the baby. Things spiral out of control. Jason Bateman ends up leaving his wife.
Star of Ozark.
Yeah, I mean, if you like plotted out what happens, not much happens. She ends up getting with Michael Cera at the end. But what did you guys think of Juno?
You want me to start?
Yeah.
I did not like Juno.
I loved Juno.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I was annoyed by Juno.
I was so
and
annoyed.
I loved
I
it.
thought it
entire
was
movie.
very obnoxious.
Oh no.
Ellen
And
Page is the
screwed.
worst character.
I thought there were aspects that I liked.
I don't
And
even-
there
I don't
were
even think I can
some
name that many aspects I like.
pretty good
Oh no,
moments.
I'm screwed.
But I thought as a whole the movie was obnoxious and annoying.
I saw that this won the screenplay Oscar, and I was shocked.
The screenplay sucks.
The screenplay's terrible.
Alright, well, I've got a question for Jonathan.
Oh god. No, it's definitely gonna be 2-on-1 now.
Yep.
I know you're gonna say that I didn't like Francis
You
Ha.
didn't like Francis Ha because, look at me, I'm so quirky.
This is not
This is trying to be the quirkiest movie
Listen,
ever made.
this is
This is trying so hard.
2007 was a different time.
Don't
No
even.
one ever talked like this ever in history. There was no
I will
one-
say the first act was like she was being overly
The whole
quirky.
movie.
The
No,
whole
I think
movie
the
she's
second
being
and third
overly
acts, I think it got better.
Jason Bateman's even
My,
trying to
my
be
whole
overly
problem
quirky.
with this movie is that Juno is a completely unlikable person.
Yeah,
and I
hated her.
never sympathized with her, and I wanted her to lose the whole movie, and I don't
What?
think it's supposed to feel like that.
I
hated her.
Juno.
I did not hate her.
Alright, so just one of the best examples of Juno's terribleness as a person, and she really doesn't grow that much at the end of the movie. By the end of the movie, she's like, I apologize, I guess, let's get back together, to Michael Cera. Even though she's like a complete dick to Michael Cera. But anyways, so Juno sees this beautiful couple in the paper, and she's like, well, I want them to have my baby. So she goes
Well,
over
they're
and,
white.
like a normal
Juno's
person,
a racist.
a normal person would go and be like, all right, I'm gonna be really nice because I want these people to have my baby. No, Juno shows up and is like, oh, what's up, my suburban hipsterites? Oh, you guys are such losers. Where's the toilet bowl, John? Yo, the toilet for Rizzo? And if you think I'm exaggerating, all of the characters talk like that the whole movie. It started with Rainn Wilson, and I thought, oh,
Ryan Wilson writes every word. It's terrible.
No, that sucks.
I was like, oh, I thought Rainn Wilson. I think that's just his character. He's probably might be like weird, quirky, and then
He's like,
and
let's
then,
take a predator,
then,
friggers.
then it cut to Ellen Page talking to her girlfriend, and they kept talking like that. And I was like, at that point, I turned to my girlfriend who I was watching with, and I was like, do they talk like this the whole movie? And they did.
I don't think they did.
It was a
the whole movie.
horrifying nightmare for me.
It was like, oh my god, we're stuck. And yet, there still are some beautiful moments in there. I will stand.
I
by
don't
that.
even think that.
I think the moment where Michael Cera snuggles up with Juno at the end is sweet. I think the
I
moment
think the song
where
at the end is kind of sweet.
the wife gets...
It's an annoying
yes,
ass song, and
it
I
is
This
sweet.
movie has a great soundtrack.
I hated the soundtrack.
Soundtrack is like the most stereotypical, we're an indie movie soundtrack
I was
ever.
so annoyed when I heard one song. I was like, I'm gonna turn this
as
off.
soon as it started, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be one of those like indie movies with like folk music the whole time, and it was.
I was
It was
so
exactly that.
annoyed.
And here's another thing about the movie is there's a bunch of non-scenes that
Yes.
like start and they kind of talk a little and then it ends, and then it's like, wait, that scene just happened, but there was no build or push to it, and then it ends, and then another scene happens, and it ends. It feels really clunky at times because of these non-scenes that are throughout the movie.
When Juno finds out she's pregnant, she's not like panicking or anything. She's like, "Oh, break! I'm pregnant. You're telling me I'm freaking pregnant right
That's
now."
her character is like carefree though.
Her character makes me wanna
Here's the
punch
thing.
a wall.
I'd be fine if her character existed in a movie where you weren't supposed to sympathize with her.
Yeah,
because I
I'd be
hate her.
completely fine.
I hate her, and you're
She's
supposed
not
to like her by
nice
the
to
end. Of the
anyone.
movie. She's not nice to anyone. Even at the end where she's supposed to be, she just apologizes like half-heartedly, and then it's supposed to be like, all right, they're
Like,
together again.
She basically ruins a marriage.
She ruins a marriage. She
Okay, that was not her fault. Don't put that
It
on
wasn't-
her.
it wasn't her
That's
fault.
kind of bullshit that you guys are putting that on her.
Explain something to me. Why were they? They knew they were gonna get a divorce, right?
No.
no. What is
Okay,
supposed to happen?
I need your timeout.
The
Before you go anywhere, explain to me how Juno ruined that marriage, please.
Okay,
'Cause that's bullshit.
She didn't ruin the marriage, but she did act like a dick towards
It
both
was-
of them a lot of the
All
time.
right, I was over exaggerating.
She also
How did she act like a dick to them?
She also is
She's
supposed to be this
constantly-
like
How?
She's supposed to be
Explain.
this
Give me an example of her being a dick to them.
to the mother all the time.
How?
She was like, "Wow, you should try getting pregnant sometime."
Oh my God, that
And I
scene
was
made me
like,
so
"Are you
pissed.
kidding me? You're really gonna say that when you're trying to get them to take your baby?"
Why would you think they're adopting a baby if they can't have their
Yeah.
own?
I know, and she's also.
She was like, "Oh, you guys should try being pregnant then. You don't have to lug this thing around all the time." It's like, she obviously wants to be pregnant. Why are you doing this to her? She's like evil. She's malicious sometimes.
I disagree.
Also, what I
Can we
would
talk
say
about the
is that
annoying-
she's supposed to be this wisecracking, smart character who like knows what's going on. She knows what's up. She
I don't
knows-
think she is. I think she's waltzing like she doesn't know what's going on because she's 16 and pregnant and is trying to find her way through all this.
think she doesn't talk like that ever in the movie and doesn't act like that ever in the movie.
She's never
Because that's her.
mentioned-
That's the way she's copes with it is by making these jokes. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys finish with your criticism. I'm gonna lose this argument no matter what.
Her acting like she has no idea that Jason Bateman's character is into her was like a little ridiculous to me.
Oh my
Because
God.
they make it painfully obvious in the movie that he's like a creeper, especially towards the end. It's subtle at first, and then it gets bad. But her not
Wanna dance
picking
with me?
her not picking up on that even after he's slow
I think she did
dances
pick
with
up
her.
on it.
Why won't she just
Well
say?
then,
Okay, I think you're taking this a little too far.
She
She's
was
like,
just going through
she
some
never
weird
is.
breakup with Michael Cera's character and was trying to
She
figure
was
that out.
bullying Michael Cera.
I agree.
she's
also 8 months pregnant and
I
probably
s-
not going through the best mood.
She acts that way the whole movie. She doesn't change.
Okay.
Even when she had the baby, she was like, "I guess."
When
I'll
she
be doing
and
Cera.
when she told
I'm
her
out of
parents,
options.
showed like no remorse or even like caring
What
about
do you
it.
mean? How did
She didn't show any remorse.
She
when
was
told her
incredibly
parents.
awkward and was scared to do it. Her parents
I
were
didn't
just.
interpret it as that at all.
I never took her as awkward. At
She
the
wasn't
abortion,
awkward. She was just
the
like
scene where she
rude.
goes to get an abortion, she does not act awkward. She acts like a psychopath.
How?
She's like, "Oh yeah, remember when like that one girl took some of these behavioral pills and like went to the fountain and act like the Kraken?"
I agree that I think the first act of this movie there's some really annoying dialogue, but I think it tones it down totally
I
in the
don't
second and
think it
third
does.
acts, and it gets really okay. I'm gonna let you guys finish up with your.
I wrote my score down. It's changing
We're not finishing.
because
Yeah.
I'm feeling stronger negatively toward. You give your argument. As
Are
to
you guys
why
done?
love it.
Yes.
We're done.
I'm gonna lose this no matter what.
It's fine.
Let me start by. I went into this movie. I was like, I'm not gonna like this movie. I had a feeling. I was like, I'm not gonna like this movie. This movie is not for me. This is not my kind of thing. And
like this.
the first, I don't know, like 15 minutes or
I
so.
didn't have an opinion when I went in. I was like,
The dialogue was annoying me, but like, again, this is 2007. I thought a lot of it was like nostalgic stuff towards like this is like people did talk like teenagers during this time.
No one-
Were you a teenager in 2007?
I guarantee you, no one ever.
How do you know?
Because they talked like they were reading off of a movie script the whole time.
Okay,
They talked. No
Okay.
one has ever been that articulate in their life.
fine. That's it's a whatever.
You're acting
Dialogue.
like an upside down
That's
peanut
the
butter
tone
jelly
of the movie.
sandwich right
That's
now.
the tone of the movie. That was the tone of the movie.
It
What
felt-
did you expect?
it felt-
As soon as you saw the cartoon intro. What did you expect this movie was gonna be?
It felt like it was trying so
If
hard
it
to
did
be
anything,
this quirky.
if it did anything else, that
Look
would
at
have not fit the tone.
Look at how unique and quirky and weird we are the whole time, and that's why I'm shocked you like it because you claimed Francis. That fit with Francis Ha. With this movie, it just felt like it was trying hard.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Are you gonna let me?
All right,
Take
keep
it down
going.
points. So I went into this. I was like, I'm not gonna like this. I found this movie to be incredibly charming, and I connected with the characters, and I wanted to see it through. And the movie made me genuinely emotional. Like I shed tears towards the end, like seeing this.
I can't believe that.
Are you kidding me? Like having a girl like having to watch her child go away that she'll never see again. Like
she didn't care.
Are you kidding me? She 100%. You read the movie wrong. There's a maternal bond. No matter when you give birth, the mother says that early on. She says, "Do you think it's gonna be easy now?"
In that way at
It
all.
is. You can
Juno
see her.
seemed heartless to me.
She's crying in the hospital bed at the
She
end.
was crying because you finally got with Bleecker.
No, she's crying because she's never gonna see her kid again. How did you not read it that way?
I did not read that.
How did you interpret? Why else should she be crying?
Maybe I interpreted it that way because Juno is like a heartless monster for most.
She's
of the
okay.
movie.
You guys are being way.
We never
too-
see her internalize anything.
The moment
You
where
never
I-
see
the moment
her
where
crying
I,
in the car after she realizes their baby isn't gonna have a good home. That wasn't emotional
the
to you
moment
guys.
Where I
I
realized
thought she was crying because Jason Bateman turned out to be a freak.
Then you completely read the movie
No,
no,
wrong.
maybe you misread the movie.
No, I did not.
I think this
You
is
guys
just
are
a
just-
matter of.
If you
Here.
thought that she was crying
No,
because she
I-
couldn't
no,
get with Jason Bateman at
I
that,
did-
then you read the
I
movie
didn't
wrong.
think it
And
like
if you
that.
think that she wasn't
I thought she was
sad,
crying because her heart
and
was
it-
broken. She thought she found a friend in Jason Bateman, but he turned out to be a freak.
no,
I took that was part of it. I think she was crying that her.
that is
baby
not the
didn't
main
have a good
reason.
home.
She was put in the middle of this marriage. That's a tough situation.
Yeah, I agree with John.
I agree.
There
They were
I didn't feel
incredib-
much
I think they were
emotion 'cause
incredibly
I didn't
emotion-
sympathize.
I
with her.
connected.
I didn't sympathize with her at
I
all.
thought I loved Michael Cera's character so much.
Michael Cera played Michael Cera.
I know, and I
Yeah,
loved it.
I didn't like
You could
that.
just say that about any movie. He's Michael Cera.
Okay.
He
I was
has,
like, oh, it's Scott Pilgrim.
he's like one of the most limited acting ranges out of any actor I've ever seen because he just plays the same thing.
could be
in
Fit
every
the
skinny
role
white
perfectly. The parents, I love the parents. They're incredibly charming parents.
I also loved J.K.
J.K. Simmons
in this
and the
movie.
mom were both
Yeah,
great.
they were both great. I agree with
The
that.
stepmom pissed me off.
Why?
That ultrasound scene is one of the most annoying scenes I've
Yes,
ever
I
seen.
agree.
I
That scene
don't.
was
I
obnoxious.
disagree.
Oh, you think you're a fucking
Yeah.
ultrasound
It was
specialist?
such a
You think you're
cringy,
so
like,
fucking cool.
obviously the movie's getting on their soapbox here about teenage pregnancies moment.
When Juno says something stupid like,
Yeah.
I fucking love babies.
Yeah.
That's just...
You're acting like an upside down orange right now or something, bro. That's how like the whole
It's like,
dialogue
are
was.
You guys are
And it
over.
drove
She
me
does not talk like that the entire movie.
Dude,
She really
I don't
does
know.
not.
It got on my nerve. The moment where I noticed, I noticed that was how the
It
movie was
100%
written. But
tones down in the second
when
and third
I
act.
noticed that Juno was a bad person was when she shows up to the parents' house and like starts roasting the girl for
Oh,
not
God,
being
yeah.
able to get pregnant and like is just obnoxious and rude to them about their house and the way they live and is constantly judging them and like they're taking this problem away from you. Like they're doing you a
you should be
favor.
like thankful.
And you're doing them a favor too, though. It's a mutual thing.
Yeah, but
This
she
is a
doesn't-
more
She doesn't treat them like that at all.
Just a true-
She's
Any
also
respect.
16 years old,
She
just
never-
young. She's trying to figure this out.
I hate that argument.
Okay, whatever.
16-year-olds are capable of understanding.
Yes,
the
I
world.
know. That wasn't her character. If she did a complete 360, it would have made less sense.
I hate her character and I don't sympathize with her.
Okay, fine.
And that's the
That was the
fundamental
tone-
problem with the movie is that I don't sympathize with her.
Well, I did.
And it never got to the point where I felt like she changed as a person.
She 100% did by the
I
end.
don't-
I
think she
didn't.
did.
I didn't feel that. I felt like she went through something and kind of
Yeah.
changed in like the most obvious way possible. Her change was essentially I've grown up because I've experienced something harsh, which is every coming of age story, but it isn't
I think that's
handled.
Okay,
in a
most
very-
coming of age
It
stories.
isn't handled in an appropriate way.
I
don't
think-
I think it is.
You can
And
completely compare this movie
her-
to Edge of 17.
her-
Edge of 17 is so much better.
her change. I'm not a huge Lady Bird fan, but I think Lady Bird
Yeah.
portrays being a female teenager in a way more accurate.
It's also
and
more modern.
she's
Again,
also an
you
angst-
guys weren't teenagers around this time, so you don't know what the dialogue was like, and you don't know
No
about
one
that.
has
No
ever
one
said that
ever
many
has
movie
spoken like
references.
that.
You have a problem with the movie references? What do
Yes.
we? How do we talk?
Not,
We don't talk about movies like she did with Jason
I don't
Bateman.
care if it's realistic. I just
fucking
found it
movie
was obnoxious and unlikable. I thought the way they
Okay,
talked
you're
were
complaining about
obnoxious
her
and unlikable.
talking to Jason Bateman about movies.
She says it to everyone.
No, I was fine with that too.
You're being a little
That-
nitpicky about her. I think you both are overplaying. I think you guys are. Yes, there was some obnoxious dialogue. I get it, but that one was the tone of the movie.
I think all of it is obnoxious.
I don't even think Ellen Page is that great of an actress.
I think she acted it great.
No, I don't think she's a good actress.
I thought she.
Jennifer Garner's terrible in this movie too. She can't act.
I don't think she was terrible.
That's the wife, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't feel enough from her when she received the baby. I would have liked a little more.
She's just like.
I still found
"Yeah,
that to be a
baby."
pretty emotional, sweet scene, but
I think it's okay. I just did not feel any.
I found
connection.
like the last chunk of this movie to be really good. Like the last maybe 10 minutes or so. Once Michael Cera shows up, J.K. Simmons gives him a pat on the shoulders, which is a really sweet, endearing moment, and then they snuggle, and that made me very feel warm inside.
I think
It was
I
a sweet,
laughed at like.
melancholy moment, and then she receives the baby, and I was like, this is a very sweet, like, rounded, it's not perfect, but it's sweet, and they end up together, and then she says, "You're my cheese to my macaroni," I was like,
gone.
you blew it. You blew the ending, and then I was just left with a sour taste in my mouth, because that's like the last line of actual dialogue in the movie, or close to it, and I just remember thinking like, That just sums up this movie. There's very sweet moments that I like with constant annoying obnoxiousness throughout.
I think I laughed at one joke, and that was when like the rich like couple's like, "Oh, you'll do what you love. Like, what's your passion in life?" He's just like, "Air conditioning." That's the one time I laughed.
I like how it was shot.
I laughed a couple of times. I thought the presentation was
really-
fine.
Kind of bland.
Yeah, I just thought it was normal. I didn't think it was bad.
There wasn't
thought it was
anything
fine.
that I was like, "Oh, this is terrible." looking."
They
It's
did
just
one like interesting editing thing with the girl who changed her outfits. Do you remember that? When she was talking about the goth girl with the football team. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I thought that was cool, and then they never do something like that again, pretty much.
I also think her friend was so annoying. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Her friend is just a titular like.
I mean,
girlfriend
she's kind of written to be annoying, which is fine.
But it
If you wanna
kind of
have
turned
an
into a
annoying
race.
character,
Who's
it's
more
fine.
annoying, Juno or her?
The thing is, Juno was annoying, and I couldn't sympathize with her at the end, which held me back from liking most of this movie.
Well, I guess that's the key difference is that I did sympathize with the characters, and I found the story to be very charming, and I connected to it, and
Why did the quirkiness of Frances Ha bother you, and the quirkiness of this movie? did
Frances
not
Ha,
bother
she
you?
was almost a 30-year-old woman, and I think the way she handled like normal situations.
Have you been a 30-year-old woman?
Okay.
That's basically your
Yes,
defense.
fair
against-
enough. No, my defense was
You haven't lived through that time period. You have not been a 30-year-old during the early 2010s.
okay. Fine.
And you
Living
can
in the
say
New
same
living in
thing.
the New York City scene.
Like Jason Argonauts. It
It's-
doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up.
I think it does.
Living
I
in
think it does.
this doesn't. If this was all a product of when it came out, it doesn't hold up at all. I don't think it was. I think
it
that's
does.
the writing
I
style.
think it does.
And the
hold
writing
up.
style is bad. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think. I don't.
I
like
don't
it.
understand why this won for best screenplay.
I guess because it's like
It was something different for the
Written.
time, I guess, but it has writing in it.
it's got a style to it. I
It
just
has
don't
a
like the
style.
style.
I don't think anything
appreciate
else
the
that you have
style.
in the
I think
style.
the
I had a
style
really
is
good time
annoying.
watching it. I found it to be very
I
charming.
at one point punched and screamed into my pillow.
That's a bit of an overreaction.
I was that annoyed.
There are moments like that make you cringe. I would say the difference between me and Nick is that I did find moments of
I'm not gonna pretend like I
moments
did,
of
Nick is just a
sweetness.
heartless demon man.
I'm not a heartless
No, if
demon.
anyone's
I'm
a
kidding,
heartless
I'm kidding.
demon man, it's Juno.
It's Juno. She's heartless, man.
Listen, you haven't been a pregnant 16-year-old living in wherever they live.
Hey, I was just spitting your own words back at you. I'm just saying I
You didn't even
believe
let me finish
that
my-
people in the New York City scene at the time would act like that, and it felt like that was what the characters were doing, and that wasn't what the movie was itself. In Frances Ha,
It feels
but
like
in
the
Juno,
whole
it feels
movie.
like every character kind of acts like this.
Yeah, every character has like, oh, we have this little quirky edge.
Like they couldn't even leave Michael
Except
Cera
Jennifer Garner,
alone.
because she just
She's a
isn't
bland.
anything.
Like,
I
okay, you're
want to
going
be
to
a
be the
mother.
mother at the end. That's your only characterization, is you
Jason
are a mother.
Bateman's like, I'm a kid still.
Jason Bateman, I thought, was the best fleshed out character.
Yeah,
and the
I
most
agree.
realistic.
Because like
I see someone
him
like that
being
living.
that. I can see that.
And the way he talked and everything, I totally believed Jason Bateman.
But then Juno was like, "Oh, you like this guy, but not Darren Aronofsky."
So you're saying
been around during the Stooges era?
Oh my God.
That was the most progressive punk. They
So
talked too
what?
fluently.
What?
If
She just really
she
likes
added
music.
if she added a couple of ums and ahs there, maybe I'd believe it. It seemed like it was trying to be stylized, it was trying to be cool, it was trying to be quirky, and then it came
Okay,
off as obnoxious.
So, say the writing wasn't the way it was. Say you laid out the plot with no writing. You don't think like the basic plot of it is interesting?
If Noah Baumbach wrote this movie, I'd probably be calling it great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's.
Listen, I'm surprised I
Amazing.
loved it as much as I did.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
shocked.
And to
you
be
loved
honest-
because I thought you'd hate it because you hate you. Not you didn't hate, but you didn't like Francis Ha very much.
I didn't hate Francis. I just there were moments of that where I was like,
I thought Carter was gonna like this a lot.
I thought I would too.
something about-
it seemed like something on my.
Yeah, I don't know,
I like
something-
Little Miss Sunshine.
like,
I like that movie.
I will submit like yes, there's some like there's obviously some quirky dialogue, but like it did not annoy me because that was like. It just felt like it was playing to the time period that fit into the style of the movie.
This was part of like that like indie wave.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't like. Yes, there were lines that
You
annoyed
can
me.
do that, but like, don't let it take over your entire personality. Like, Little
I don't think
Sunshine,
it did.
I don't
take
think
over.
it took it over. I thought I'd still stand by that they toned it down in the second and third
You
quarters.
could
I think it
label-
got much more serious in the second and third quarters.
You,
got more
you
serious
could
with that.
label a movie like Little Miss Sunshine
Yeah.
as one of the sort of there's like that indie wave in the early 2000s of indie movies. You had like Little Miss Sunshine, 500 Days of Summer.
Mm-hmm.
You could do Juno. I don't know, even Napoleon Dynamite to
yeah,
some
you could
extent.
definitely put that.
And
Yeah, think about Napoleon Dynamite. Like that has cheesy ass dialogue. But
I've never
but that's
seen
that's like the charm.
that's
of
what I'm
Napoleon
saying.
Dynamite.
That's how I felt the charm in this. You know what I mean?
This just annoyed me. I
I
haven't
was
seen
so
Napoleon
annoyed.
Dynamite recently enough to say anything about it, so I'm not gonna say.
I can't compare.
But
this
I
to
can say
Dynamite.
something about with like Little Miss Sunshine. I felt like there were certain characters.
Little Miss Sunshine is way funnier than this. I will say that.
Yeah.
There were certain. Each character had their own thing, and with this, all I heard was the screenwriter. Like
Yeah.
all I heard through every character was the screenwriter's
Every
voice.
character basically is Diablo.
No one had their own voice.
I
It was
don't
just Diablo
disagree.
Cody talking the whole
I
time.
think a lot of the
that's what
I think all the characters were different in their own ways.
And my experience with that sums that up perfectly would be with Rainn Wilson talking like that and me being like, okay, that must be his character. He's the quirky one. And then Juno going home and talking to her girlfriend, and they both were still talking like that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay,
okay,
but who
well,
else?
I guess this is the whole movie.
Who else?
Michael Cera.
Michael.
He did not
Cera.
talk like that.
Michael Cera had a quirk with the orange Tic Tacs,
Yeah.
which was so obviously like, oh, this is his quirk. This is his.
This is your
What's
thing.
wrong with that?
And
You
then,
run and you like
What I'm
orange
saying-
Tic
They
Tacs.
literally brought it up like once or twice.
no, they brought up the orange Tic Tacs a couple times, and it just felt like the obvious, like, this is gonna be his, like, little quirky thing.
Is not what defined this
I'm
character.
calling you on my hamburger phone.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, that is a 2007 thing. That was I laughed at that when you're telling me her calling the abortion clinic on a hamburger phone isn't funny.
No, it's just one of the movie's many quirky
It could have been
things.
funny, but
I
she's
thought
like,
that was
"Hey, guy,
funny.
I'm on my hamburger phone."
Michael Cera's character is non-existent. He's just awkward Michael Cera.
Yeah.
His character is awkward. He has no character.
Okay, who else was quirky?
I guess you could technically say Jason Bateman.
He was not. He did
I
not
heard
talk
there-
like that.
He was definitely quirky.
I heard
What?
their-
Give me a line where he
heard their
talked like that.
voice. I heard the screenwriters voicing every character, and I stand by what I said. Even the adults, who I thought were
Yeah.
her mom and her stepmom and dad.
Even her
seemed like
stepmom had
the most.
moments where it's
Yeah,
just like-
exactly. The moment where I heard the voice for the stepmom would be when she freaked out at the.
I thought that scene was fine.
Yeah.
That
It's
scene
out of
bothered
character
me.
though. She never does anything like that again for Juno.
Yeah, she. Yeah.
What?
She never does anything like that for Juno. It just came out of nowhere. It felt like the
When
screenwriter.
What other opportunity
when
would
she
she have to do
The
that?
screenwriter just is like,
You
okay,
should have had
I'm
a
gonna-
scene where she fully confronts Juno about Jason Bateman, but no, it's kind of like a walk-by scene where it's like, hey, maybe don't do that. And
Oh, that
Juno's
was
like,
another
Shut up, Mom."
scene with the non-ending scene
Yeah.
that just kind of like faded away into.
They should have had a
different
full
scene.
confrontation scene. It's like, listen, you have to be careful with what you're doing.
Yeah, after that scene, I know what you're talking about. After she comes home from crying in the car because
Yes.
of what happens with Jason Bateman, she comes home to her mom, and they kind of have a conversation about it, but they kind of don't. And I think it was supposed to be kind of like quirky, but it didn't fit with what came right before it, so it felt really misplaced. And then when it ended, I was like, what the hell? And I literally turned to my girlfriend and I was like, what? That scene just ended? Why did it? There should have been more to that. But again, the scene where the stepmother freaks out at the lady doing the scan, I felt like that was just Diablo Coney going, okay, I'm gonna go on my soapbox about how we shouldn't treat teenagers who are pregnant like this.
Even if you, like, look at them and you can just be like, I don't think this girl should be a mother.
You don't say that as the ultrasound.
You don't say that as an ultrasound person. One, it's
I
unreal-
would.
I would hope
No.
my mom
it's
would stand up for
unreal-
me there in
It's
that situation.
unrealistic.
Well, she never said anything, really.
They would.
She did.
She kind of did.
She literally did.
Okay,
But it
she
just-
did, like,
it
one bad
just-
thing, but I don't think you should go, like, your entire profession's a fucking joke.
It just seemed obnoxious because it didn't feel like a
Yeah.
mom's character would do that. It
I felt like
Diablo
maybe her
Cody
friend
being
should have done
mad
that.
about how. Honestly, if her friend did that, it would have been
Yeah,
more.
it would have made more sense.
Instead, she was like, "That was badass. You're kicking ass, mama."
Holy frick.
I think we crushed Jonathan's soul.
John-
It's hard to win a 2-on-1.
John's kind of just-
Jonathan, you haven't even been like fighting that hard though.
Because you guys are just taking over. I have fought you
Now
guys.
you know how I feel.
Well,
Listen,
100%
we've all
fight, guys.
fought 2-on-1s before at this point.
Now we know how Carter feels.
Yeah, Gozu.
Carter just got
Nick hasn't had to
trampled.
fight a 2-on-1. It was just
Yeah, he did.
it was just Carter cut out of that one. It was just me.
Because I didn't feel that passionate.
Because I
about
held my
Exorcist
ground
either.
so hard, Carter couldn't do anything.
I was surprised that I didn't think I felt that passionately about Juno, but once it started, it just kept flowing. I kept thinking
Yeah,
of
man.
things I didn't like about this movie.
I understand you guys' points. I do. And that's why I'm not arguing as hard. Because I get it.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Something about it, like, I found it to be touching. I found it to be charming. I just liked it. I enjoyed my time with it. I literally, like, I shed a tear by the end of it when she was having her baby taken away. Like, I
That-
felt for her.
It was a good scene.
And I think you
with
guys
Michael
100%
Cera.
are reading it wrong, that you don't think you feel emotion giving up your kid, no matter, even if you didn't want it.
Oh, I'm sure she was meant to feel emotion. I just
Yeah,
didn't.
I
feel
just didn't
I
emotion
did.
feel
for
it from
her.
that character.
And I also didn't feel like Ellen Page was really.
Ellen
acting
Page
her
doesn't
heart out.
deliver it.
I thought she delivered. But
I mean,
felt like I was watching The Girl from Beyond Two Souls.
there was still again, like I
it was
said,
not
I think
as
that
bad as
It's
Beyond
not
Two
as
Souls.
Beyond
I think
Two
that,
Jesus.
I think the ending
Nothing is that
is
bad.
pretty solid. It's kind of sweet.
I like
Again,
the soundtrack.
kinda
The
ruins it
soundtrack
when
also, maybe like some nostalgia going into this. I really like grew up on that soundtrack. Like my mom would play it for me when I was really young. Like I would go to sleep to it a lot.
I think
so
my sister would play.
so like
else.
there was a nostalgic aspect to the soundtrack, and like a lot of every time I'd hear it, I'd be like, oh, I remember listening to that. Like,
Totally reminded me of typical indie movies.
Yeah, me too.
Folk
I think-
soundtrack.
I kind of like the last song. I thought it was kind of cute.
Again, if you want an indie,
oh, and you guys will rave about the Swiss Army Man soundtrack.
because it's amazing.
Yeah, it's all.
It's
acapella.
also like quirky, and that is
Yeah.
a incredibly quirky.
That is a quirky movie, but
But
it didn't come off as obnoxious to me. It
It's
didn't.
well made too.
I agree with you guys for the most part. Too many fart jokes in that one.
My favorite of these indie 2000 movies are in Little Miss Sunshine. It's my favorite of those movies.
Mine is also.
It's definitely the quirkiness of indie movies,
Oh,
but I
God,
think
yeah.
it works well. I think it works
Yeah.
well.
All
in the
right,
movie. I didn't
whatever.
think it worked in Juno.
The nails in the coffin. Let's
Yeah.
give it some scores. You guys go first.
I'm not done hammering.
No, we heard enough. Can we talk about The
Sorry,
Exorcist 3
Nick,
again?
what's up? What's the score?
He's about to go way low on this.
3.
I had it at a 5. I'm at a 4. I'm giving it a 4.
8.
John, if it makes you feel better, my girlfriend said, I agree with you, but I kind of liked it. So
If it makes you feel better, Grace loves it.
Libby
So-
also loved it.
yeah, well, there you go. You got a group of girls with you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Simp. John just got
John,
destroyed
you
by
just
that simp.
killed
I'm
John.
sorry.
I really like I wasn't
I feel
expecting.
this is the first time I felt like bad for
I
someone
like-
I
else
do
on this
feel
show.
bad. I'm sorry.
I like really like I was.
It's not like
I
am
went into that
emotional.
movie. I was like, I came off of watching Francis Ha. I was like, I'm not gonna like
I
this.
can't believe you liked it because of that.
Me
It
either.
didn't bother me with
Me
Francis
either.
Ha.
It did. I had examples of Francis Ha. I wish I could remember them right. There's a scene of her at like the dinner table. Like she's at a dinner table with like business professionals, and she's just like you deserve all this shit.
I think Juno deserved like half of the shit she
Juno
got
does
not
for the way
deserve
she
it.
treated people.
16-year-old
Why didn't
doesn't
she make
deserve.
him wear a condom?
Oh my god, stop bringing up her age like she's not a person at 16.
No, I was gonna say a 16-year-old doesn't deserve to be pregnant and then go be in the middle of a marriage
I agree
divorce.
with that.
Oh, yeah,
Jeez,
I
let me
agree with that.
finish before you get on me.
No, but I feel like a common excuse for some of the like ruder ways she acts. in
I think
this
that was
movie
her
would be-
I
character.
don't know.
She's
I'm
a
confused. When did they
16-year-old.
decide to get a divorce? And didn't they ever think
You
about
could
like?
tell he was
Yeah, you could
out
tell
of
they
it.
were.
But wouldn't like Jennifer Garner want to tell her first?
Huh? She didn't know.
Jennifer
That was
Garner
the
didn't?
impact of that scene,
Yeah.
is that she didn't know.
Yeah.
So you told me Jennifer Garner didn't know?
No, you see. That's what I'm saying. You
Wait,
read
wait,
multiple
wait.
points of this movie wrong.
What are you guys getting mad about right now?
The scene in which after the slow dancing,
Yes.
she comes up. Jennifer Gardner did not know,
She had an idea of it.
but she did not know.
No, she didn't know for sure.
and
but
he
she
just
had an
he
idea
just
of
dropped the bomb right there with Juno in the room.
it. Yeah.
And like
That
you
was
told
a
me,
pretty-
that's not her crying in the car. Wasn't like an emotional. That was like an
No, it was
emotional gut
emotional
punch
thing.
for
I just
me.
didn't feel bad for her because
Yeah.
I was already.
Oh, because
so
you guys
into-
think it was her fault.
I don't
I
think
don't
it
think it was.
You
her
guys
fault.
literally said that.
Nick
You said
said that.
You
I agreed.
both,
I
you
take
both
it back.
said she ruined the marriage. Like it was possibly her fault. That's what I'm saying. I think you guys
I was
read.
over exaggerating.
she
I know
didn't-
obviously
Oh.
she
She
didn't
didn't
marriage.
ruin the marriage. We
You
both
didn't
know
say
that.
you were over exaggerating.
We both said afterwards that we didn't.
After I
actually-
yelled at you guys.
Yes, because obviously she didn't actually ruin the marriage, and obviously we don't actually.
Obviously it was
think that.
Jada.
I'm just saying. I think you guys
can-
read multiple
you can-
points. of this
Obviously
movie
it was
wrong.
Jennifer
You
Garner's fault.
can harp on that all you want.
What was her
That
character?
we said that, but we both took it back essentially,
What was her
and
name?
we still stand by
Was it like
Juno being a
Vanessa?
bad person. She might as well have been named Vanilla because she had no character.
Ooh!
Oh,
Disagree.
that was a Juno line right there.
It's Juno would say that.
She say, "You need some."
All right, and with that,
burn
with that we're ending.
Vanilla
We're ending the podcast.
Wait, what's our next?
Wait,
what's our next?
yeah,
ep-
My soul has been
So,
broken.
We don't
I
even
don't
have
even
no
care
plugs or
anymore.
anything.
Z.
Z?
Next episode is Z.
Carson
Yeah, time
shit
for-
on X.
Alright,
Time for you guys
I'm gonna be fighting the big
introduce
fight
your-
of my movie.
You think Juno's? I can't believe 3 and 4.
What's our favorite?
So,
What's our favorites?
Oh yeah, favorites of the episode.
you like goddamn Exorcist 3, then.
No one cares. Okay, we've moved on.
All right,
I know your 2 favorites are.
I'm
The
not gonna
joke.
lie. I forgot what the other episode.
The joke.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, the joke. Yes. Yeah, me and Nick
If you
picked
say
the joke,
Juno,
I would guess.
Fuck you guys, Juno.
You're
Wait,
kidding.
Nick, you
Suck
picked
my
the joke.
dick.
Yeah.
You think that Juno is better than the
I'm
joke?
just doing it to spite you
Oh,
guys.
okay.
Whatever.
I'm
You
standing
can,
by
You
it.
can have your victory there.
I'll be watching the joke while you watch Juno.
Juno.
Fine, I will.
Better be watching with headphones.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Nick and Carter
Those
have
quips.
Nick and Carter have no hearts and they have no sense of humor.
We just have no hearts towards people who have no hearts, and
Yeah.
that's Juno.
Okay.
If this movie was about Michael Cera, I'd have a little more passion towards him because he actually has like a.
When his
shitty
mom
time.
came up in the room and called him puppy or whatever. I
His
laughed.
mom was a terrible
I
actress.
laughed. Juno racing her mom up the stairs made me laugh also.
Juno uses and abuses Michael Cera.
No, I agree. She was being a shitty person, but she was also like 8 months pregnant.
Oh
and
my
like,
god.
okay,
That's just
whatever.
her character because she acts the same way.
She
after-
was never that rude. Come on.
She's rude. Right.
She was rude to
Ryan
everyone.
Wilson.
She was rude to the people she was giving her baby
What,
to.
what did Rainn Wilson do?
Why aren't you pregnant, loser? That's pretty much what she
Alright.
said to Vanilla.
Plugs.
No.
Where are our movies?
Wait, we didn't say disease.
Where are our movies?
We're still. We like ended the episode and then we started
Going
up on a
after
fight.
Juno.
All right, here we go.
We're sorry, John.
All right, Z as in.
0 Dark 30.
Wow, sounds really fun.
Why you didn't like
You're gonna
it,
eat
so
your
yeah.
words because
Go
maybe
ahead.
you'll like it.
What's
bro.
What's
Alright.
Carter's choice for Z?
Just wait till you cry.
I felt alright. This is in the
Just
same,
say it.
Don't explain it.
This is in the
Just say it.
Just say the word.
This is in the same vein
Don't
as
stop it.
No,
no.
no.
Octopussy or something.
No, it's
like
not.
that.
This
Yes,
is
it
100 million
Oh, you're
times
going
worse.
after my
Listen,
choice
I have a
now?
morbid curiosity about this movie. I'm picking Zookeeper.
Starring Kevin James.
Starring Kevin James.
Yes. Do you think you'll be more quirky than Juno?
Will Zookeeper be more quirky than Juno? Taking
That
bets
movie will
now.
100% be worse.
I'm sure
What if I
it'll be
won
worse. I don't think Zookeeper's gonna have a vision. I think at least I give-
RogerEbert.com gave Juno a 4 out of 4.
I
Wow,
know.
he also gave El Norte a 404.
Just saying, I'm not like the only person in the world
I know
who loves
what you
this
say.
movie.
Juno
It's
has
a
a huge
91%
fan
Rotten
base.
Tomatoes. We know it has a huge fan base.
That's
We're the
why I picked it,
minority.
because I thought we would like Juno. I thought
It's funny, I thought I wouldn't like it.
and you liked it.
I didn't know
like
what
it.
I was getting into.
I picked it because it seemed like a movie I'd like, and a lot of people I respect like it. And
I just knew like
watched
the
it, and
basic
I hated
that
it.
she
My
was
score
pregnant.
I didn't
lowered.
hate
My
it,
score
but
lowered
I
due
was
to your guys'
fascinated.
talk.
Did it
Really?
actually?
Yep.
Is that a 9?
I was like 8.5.
Oh. My score lowered due to my talk because I didn't realize how much I could
didn't have-
spew about this movie.
I didn't have a score until I just started
You guys-
spewing
Me,
about
Nick.
You guys didn't
like,
say anything you liked about it.
I did.
I said-
I
Nick didn't say a single
I
thing
like
you
I
liked.
like J.K. Simmons. I thought it has some pretty nice scenes. I think the scene in the mall.
Pretty
Yeah,
nice.
nice scene here, nice scene there.
I think the scene in the mall is pretty good.
I would have complained about the
What's
scene
the
in
scene
the
in the
mall.
mall?
What are you talking about?
Where she kisses the
Where
stomach.
she feels the stomach. I think that's.
I think
Oh,
her
no,
kneeling
that's-
down in public is kind of weird.
That was another non-scene
I
that
think-
ended weird.
I think it's a non-scene, but I think
That's so funny.
We
The
get
one of the
something-
scenes I don't like,
Yeah, I
Nick
don't like
liked.
that scene either.
I'm into pregnant women.
Here's the thing.
Because you would not do that in the
I
middle
said
of the mall.
constantly
You wouldn't
there
do a
were
lot of
some
things they do in
beautiful
Juno.
moments in
Yeah, they
this
would.
movie.
What?
I said constantly there were some beautiful moments.
I shed a
in
tear.
this movie.
I think this is the first
I mean,
movie that
I
we've
said
watched.
the ending was cute too.
I said that.
You
yeah.
said that you did.
And
You
he
said
liked the last
you
song.
literally said,
Yeah.
and I quote: "Juno didn't give a fuck about that baby." Those were your words.
She did it. You can't prove me wrong.
Okay, she didn't get.
I will run. I will. Can we get a
Maybe she cared
editor?
about the-
Can we get a
maybe
run
she-
back
maybe
of
You
the
she-
need a
next?
run back. I'll say it again. She didn't give a shit about that baby.
Maybe
She clearly did.
Maybe she didn't care about the baby, but
The
she-
whole point of her going to the family was so the baby would have a good
No,
life.
wait. Maybe
She could go through the
No,
abortion
wait,
because there were
wait.
some weird people there. She didn't realize she was the weirdest person there.
Maybe she
She's not the
maybe
weirdest
she
person.
cared about the baby, but also maybe she didn't care about any other
that you had in
humans,
my apple juice.
which she didn't. She didn't care about any humans.
Juno's
J.K.
pro-life.
Simmons, MVP.
I felt bad. I felt a melancholy feeling for Michael Cera because I know he's
Yeah,
gonna,
I always felt
he's
bad
just-
for Michael
no,
Cera too.
it's just
No,
supposed
at
to.
the end.
Yeah, I
Because I
know.
just know he's gonna keep on being bullied by Juno. for
Yeah,
the rest
Juno's
of
gonna
his life.
punch him at one point. He's gonna be. It's okay.
This one,
Mom,
no, I
kid."
think she changed by the end.
I saw them trying to seem like she changed. Instead, she kind of just half-heartedly.
Him running to the hospital after his track meet.
That was very sweet.
adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I, like
I
that.
loved his character.
He had
Every
no
time,
character.
every
He played
time he was in
Michael
the
Cera.
scene, I was
Why are
smiling.
we
We
still
need to
on
end this
Juno?
episode.
I was smiling.
I
as-
picked Zookeeper. What did you pick,
Oh my
Jonathan?
god, I'm losing my mind.
Picked Juno too.
No!
She's pregnant again.
She's pissed off.
This
more
time
than-
they're twins.
Stop.
She has, to
Check it out.
find, she has to find two couples.
Whatever.
Both men get into her.
Yeah. I picked a Zed and
Why would you say get into her like
They
that?
get into
I picked-
her. That's the best.
I
term.
picked. It's like 5 a.m. I picked a Zed and 2 Knots or a Zoo. By
I
Peter
didn't realize that
Greenaway.
was what a Zetting to.
Yeah, you're. I like. I was like
Until-
I found that out while I was
texting. I was like
watching the
texting
movie.
Carter about it. I abbreviated it as Zoo. He's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Did you not
Well,
watch
also,
it?"
okay, in fairness to me, we have a movie in the brackets called Zookeeper. And I thought you might have watched Zookeeper.
I
before.
capitalized all 3 letters.
I didn't know.
There might be a zoo theme.
But I'm not gonna lie.
Literally the
I didn't,
first
I didn't
scene in the
realize
movie.
the setting was Scotsman Zoo.
Neither did I until the first in the movie.
I
Let's
think
not talk about it. Wait, we were saying that we already watched it on the podcast.
Well,
I haven't seen it
if you
yet.
couldn't
I
already
mean-
tell, these podcasts are pre-recorded. Let's go into.
What?
Plugs, whatever.
Plugs.
I'm
No,
Juno.
we do this live as you listen.
I'm Juno fan 25 on Instagram. I'm the only person who likes that movie, I guess.
Stop saying that.
I'm joking.
I'm
I'm exaggerating.
All right, I'm Juno Hater 69. Mr.
Whatever, our
Blister,
plugs will be in the
Letterboxd.
description. I don't know why we say them.
No.
Mr. Blister Letterboxd.
Sure,
Check out
whatever.
Mr. Blister reviews.
I'm
on
uploading
Instagram.
my 4-star review of Juno right now.
Nick, plugs?
I'd like to apologize in advance for whatever has conspired on this episode. I'm also Nick.
I don't know how long we talked. I think it was a
I
while.
think there's like a lot of hate speech on that episode.
Hopefully,
I'm sending this to Ellen Page.
Hopefully,
Good. I hope she learns.
Yeah, I hope she learns how to act.
Never
She was a
act
good
again.
actor in this.
Yeah, name what else she's good in.
She's not bad in Inception, but
Oh, yeah.
she's
That was
like
her in
barely a part of Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like
She's
Beyond
like
Two
an
Souls.
incredibly minor character
She's
in
like
that movie.
there sometimes.
Did you see Hard Candy?
Hard Candy sucks.
I didn't know. I just know of that movie. I haven't seen
Ellen Page also sucks in that movie. I'm Ellen
Are we
Page
still
hater.
talking about this?
I'm Ellen Page
it.
hater. at
We
gmail.com.
try to end it.
Christ.
Just give your plug. We need to end this episode.
Ellen
This
Page hater here.
these episodes have gotten
Ellen
progressively
Page.
more aggressive.
Ellen
Yeah.
Page, I love you. If you would ever like to get breakfast.
Zookeeper's just gonna turn into a mess.
No, we'll all be in agreement.
Ellen
about
Page,
Zookeeper.
What if
you're
What
a
if
beautiful
someone loves
soul.
Zookeeper?
What if
You're a
someone
beautiful soul, and you deserve every good thing that happens to you.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Venmo me for that support. Support
Yeah.
the podcast so I can get better co-hosts
That's
that
something we agree.
don't
The
bully
Ching
me.
was a
and
better
things I
actor
like.
than
They're just talking over me right.
Jennifer Garner.
They're just talking over me right now. They're making.
Can we talk about Jason Bateman's bad haircut in Juno?
And it fit his character, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like that loser would have
Jason
that.
Bateman was the best actor in that movie.
I'm ending
I would
this.
say
You guys don't get
J.K.
plugs.
J.K. Simmons was good.
Adios.